Welcome to Not Another Crime podcast. I'm Georgia Love.
I'm Sammy Peterson.
I'm a journalist.
I am not. But tell you what, we are joined today by the wonderful Joel Zammit. Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Are you a journalist, yes or no? Please confirm.
Not at all, no, but I did study media.
Okay. That's something. Okay.
Acts like that.
In exactly the same pitch. Okay.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah. I realise when we say that intro in front of guests, they're like, it just really looks like I'm I'm really good. And
You're
like,
lording it over
okay,
me.
I'm
I'm just not.
Yeah,
Which is lovely to say about myself. I am not.
Can you give us a beautiful introduction to yourself for our listeners?
Oh, yeah, right, sure.
You can just say I am not if you want.
I am not. I'm Joel Zammit. I do a bunch of podcasts.
Heaps.
The more well-known one is Plumbing the Death Star, and I guess D&D is for nerds. I run a podcast network called Sanspants Radio, and we're doing that for well and truly over a decade now.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's crazy to think how long we've been in this industry, but here we are.
Yeah, here you
Wow.
are. And you started, we're just learning from Jackson that you guys started because you found a old abandoned studio at La Trobe University.
When you were
did.
studying media, I suppose.
Where I was not just studying, but no, this is where I was teaching
Oh,
You were media, is that what you're saying? You were media.
Well, you are the news.
You are.
Yeah, I was teaching the audio or the radio stream at La Trobe University to teach out the I guess that whole stream when it got made redundant. So,
good.
Great, that's
Those
perfect.
who can't do teach. But in that case, it was can't
yeah.
do because it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. My wonderful mentor, he got fired, and then they were like, well, we still have promised all these students that this thing exists, and we can't do it without that. Yeah, what? Would you like a job? Oh, I guess.
Oh, that is incredible. And the rest is history, as they say.
The rest is history.
A decades-long media career.
To be like, okay, it's coming up to definitely, we are being made redundant. I am now being made redundant. What am I doing? Hey, can we keep this thing that we're doing here? Look, I've really put a lot of effort and time into this thing at La Trobe University to kind of go, right, hey, I understand that you want to cut arts. I get it. I understand. And
I
have built.
I don't agree.
You've built a new science building. That's wonderful. But what if we just, kept my job for a bit?
Yeah, it's a funny idea.
Yeah, funny idea. Here's one for you.
Look, selfishly, that'd be nice.
Yep.
And I do notice in a lot of the open days, hey, for even after you made me redundant, you kept doing what I was doing to entice people to come anyway. It would be nice to, but they didn't. And so then it was like, well, thankfully, the Sanspants Radio stuff was sort of on the upswing. So
Yeah.
Incredible.
And so people who haven't heard Sanspants before, what like for Plumbing the Death Star, can you give us a pitch of Plumbing the Death Star? It's such a great podcast.
Yeah.
We've been going for so long.
So long. It's over 600 episodes.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's an irreverent look at pop culture.
Yeah.
Where we ask,
Not a Star Wars podcast.
No, it's not a Star Wars podcast.
must specify.
It's definitely not a Star Wars podcast, but we will ask sort of, speaking of Star Wars, you could ask questions about what are the implications of, being your own dad, i.e. a clone, if you were, say, Jango Fett or Boba Fett, to be like, oh, cool, I just saw my dad die in front of me, and that me. That might mess me up in the future, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon.
Just a little bit.
Just
a little bit. So it used to be, I think, a bit more, I guess, serious is not the right word, but definitely a little bit more...
An in-depth look into culture.
Yeah, where we would kind of go we know a bit about this thing and kind of look more into it. And then I think, especially for Star Wars, if you ever go on, Wikipedia, a horrible website I do not recommend.
What's
that?
that?
It's like Wikipedia for everything Star Wars.
Oh, my
Horrible.
God. Yeah.
Horrible
Real
to
cesspit
learn.
of a place.
Absolute cesspool. And you find these information out, you're like, why'd they do that? Why'd they do
I
that?
can promise you, I won't go on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Never
Promise
do.
you with my whole
Promise
heart.
right now.
100%.
I've never seen a Star Wars.
You've never seen one Star
I've
Wars?
never seen one Star Wars.
You got to see them Star Wars.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, you're fine. You don't
Not
need to see a
enough
Star
people tell
Wars.
me I'm fine.
Nah,
I appreciate that.
I really
You don't
No.
need to. You don't need to.
Well, I know about it.
That's
you
all
know?
you need
yeah.
to know,
All the
really.
wars, Star Wars 1
Star Wars 1,
I
there's
know
Star
about
Wars
the
1,
great-
there's Star Wars
great-
2,
Yeah.
is
Star Wars
the
3.
great Star
Sure
Wars.
is.
bigger Star War,
Yeah.
little Star War.
I know them all, I just haven't seen them.
Yeah, I know them all off by heart, obviously.
Yeah.
Is that your favourite? We asked this to Jackson as well. Which is your favourite podcast of the multitude that you have?
Yeah.
I think weirdly, I guess for shooting the shit, it is, Plumbing the Star.
Yeah.
Plumbing the Death Star, because that's a very fun show that we just shoot the shit on. But I think one of the, we also have like the storytelling aspect of what we do. Hence where we do like the D&D is for Nerds, which is like an actual play podcast. But we do one which is like a World of Darkness, which is more spooky, kind of like set in the real with like a little bit of a supernatural element. That I edit I mostly edit that one, and occasionally I'm in that one. But it is really great to hear Jackson and Adam, our other DM, telling these like cool stories, and we have like the guests that come in and they just kind of go wild with and have a lot of fun time because you're like, hey, we'll do a D&D podcast. I think that's enough to like in this public sphere to people to understand what that is. But then they go like, hey, come along, you can be an elf. And right there, that's like a little barrier for people. But you're like, hey, come on over. We're doing this thing called like a World of Darkness. And, you're just going to be a guy. And one day you see a goblin and that's going to freak you out. You can make whatever guy you want. You want to be a journalist. You want to be a firefighter. You want to be whatever you want to be. You go ham. And
but you had to be a goblin as well.
No,
a goblin firefighter.
No, you just got to be a firefighter and see a goblin, and then be like, "Well, Mom, everything I know about the world is a little wrong. I'm gonna choose to ignore that thing." But it's a really fun, podcast. We actually had ATB, Alistair Tremblay Birchall on recently. We did like one based on the Alien roleplay system.
Great.
And it was a lot of fun, and that should hopefully be out sometime next year.
Oh my God. I did Alistair and Andy do every is it every year or every so many episodes?
I think it's milestone episodes.
Milestone episodes. They do like 24 hours live stream of coming up with sketch ideas. So they have a podcast called Two in the Think Tank, and they come up with as many sketch ideas as they can. And this was a 20-hour, it was a 20-hour live stream, and I joined them right at the start. But last time they did it, I joined them kind of as they were on the cusp of like going insane. That was a lot of fun.
It's like 14-hour mark. Yeah.
I took Diggs with me, my beautiful dog Diggs, and he just kind of tore apart the set as he was going through. But it was such a fun. When did you go and do that one?
We did, me and Zoe, we did it. I think it was at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
6
okay.
PM.
So been going for like 12 hours at that point.
Yeah, and I think Jack was there at like 11. Adam came in at like 3 a.m. for some insane reason, and I'm like, why would you do that?
Why would you go in at 3 a.m. and why would they do it to themselves?
The opposite of the conversation we just had, Sammy. Before you got here, Joel, Sammy said, okay, so, record the next episode after this one, and then tomorrow, why don't we record then? And for context, tomorrow's a Sunday. He goes, why don't we record another episode on tomorrow, then we can do it on a Monday. And I went, I want a weekend. Can we just not record tomorrow? And he was like, oh, okay. And then now we're talking about these people. I wonder why they're wildly more successful than us that put literally 24 hours work
24 hours, yeah. We're never going to do, just for our listeners, we're never going to do.
That, no.
You did one, didn't you?
We did a 24-hour stream a couple of years ago now.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I think the next day I gave myself a migraine that lasted maybe several days.
Yes, yeah.
So it was very much like...
Did you like take shifts, or was it all of you did the 24 hours?
There was, me, Jack, Adam and Cass, and we were basically on camera for, that full... I think we ended up making it to maybe 20-something hours. I don't think we did the full 24. It might be like 22 and change.
It's still good enough. It's
how
good
many
enough.
Just like too exhausted.
And or how much cocaine?
Too many, I think.
Too many.
Cocaine.
And I'm not saying which one. Too many.
And I was like, this was like before I even got like diagnosed and prescribed for like ADHD. So I didn't even have like my sweet meds to
Oh my God.
God.
So I was just, like, I don't know. Again, a regular day back then was, 8 coffees. So a regular kind, I guess. But we did have a few people coming in, dropping in and like, having some, like,
to just keep you going, I guess.
Keeping us going.
Yes.
Yeah. But we're putting it out to our listeners right now. We are never doing that. It's never happening.
It's all online on a YouTube channel somewhere. And there are some great moments where you can see Cass especially like disassociate as she starts talking.
Start seeing things flying around her.
And then there's like a moment where she orders us like some beautiful macas for lunch, but she makes the most insane order. I don't remember what it was, but it was something
not something you would order.
Like it was for 4 of us, and it was like say 2 cheeseburgers, 1 Big Mac. 2 large fries,
No, that's
6
not right.
nuggets, something
That's
like
so
right.
six
Just
nuggets.
it ain't right.
like just something that was just enough to be like, what
is
did
this?
you do? Why did you do
Have you ever
this?
ordered anything before?
Yeah.
That's so funny. And what is your relationship with true crime? Like, we asked you to come on this true crime
yes,
podcast.
right.
What?
I used to listen to a few different true crime podcasts.
Yeah,
here and there.
They don't exist anymore. This is the only
This
one.
is the only
Yeah,
one.
well, thankfully, yeah. thank God you guys are still like the last bastion. You know?
That's right.
And then occasionally, if there's like a murder doco that my wife will put on, I'll be like,
Yep.
"What's happening? What's
Yeah,
going on?"
that's
Yeah,
it's a very wife thing to put on,
Mm.
and a husband to say, "Oh, I don't want to watch another one of these," and then kind of just stand behind the couch.
Kind of like a dad
pretending
with a
you're not
dog.
watching.
I don't want it.
Yeah,
My best friend.
yeah. Do you do you find yourself interested in it? Like, if you hear a story in the news that's kind of about a crime that's going on at the moment, do you get interested in that?
I think it's more like the more historical ones, I
Yeah.
guess, or the more one where enough time has passed where
Yes,
it's a
it
little
doesn't
bit,
feel- yeah.
it doesn't feel like too icky, I guess.
Yeah.
So then there's like a Wikipedia thing, and like a lot of evidence has come out or something like that, where you can kind of like find information. The worst ones is when there is not much information
Yeah.
out there,
Yeah.
like some of the serial killers in Australia, and you're like, I shouldn't have read that. What a
Yeah,
it's really
yeah.
so- and it's so frustrating as
Yeah.
well because we consume so much like media and entertainment and everything these
Mm.
days. When there is a real story that doesn't have a conclusion, it's even more frustrating because it's like, no,
Oh, yeah.
you're meant to give me the ending.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah.
I feel unsatisfied.
Yeah.
So we do another show called Jackson Bailey Spooks America, which is
Who hosts that?
Oh, you'd be shocked to find out.
America.
And it's a subscriber only show that we do, and so Jack will kind of either like a spooky story or a mystery or whatever that is. And sometimes, of course, it's going to be like hey, let me tell you a story we're going to blue ball you all. I'm like, thanks, Jack. And my role often in that show is to just build a narrative based on nothing at all,
Right.
or the slightest little sliver of a thing. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, what about this instead? And, go from there. Because again, we're like storytelling apes. We love a good story.
Yeah.
So it's always like, well, no, let me make it up. It'll make sense to me.
It'll sizzle. Well, you brought a story in for us today, which is
yes.
very, very, very exciting.
I'm so we could
Love
maybe we
sitting
could
back
do
and listening to
we could do
stories.
24-hour stream of this. Just
Yeah, we
people-
could. Yeah.
Just us sitting on the couch with digs in between us and people telling us stories.
Yeah.
Well, you've
I
got
could
to
do this for 24 hours.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
You line up 24 people to come in to tell you a story. And
Yeah.
easy.
That's actually my dream
Beautiful.
day.
Yeah, as a child, that's all I've wanted.
People lining up to tell
People
me
lining up to tell me stories. Please,
Another. So when you're like, hey, come in with a crime, and I'm like, what crime do I know of that I'm like, or even like thinking about whatever, and I'm just like, hey, this is not necessarily a crime per se. It's a very fascinating story that I learned about recently, and then went to a bit about, when you find something, you got in a bit of a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
And then you find more information. You're like, wow, we came close to this. Anyway, so the story I'm going to tell you guys today, but the crime, I guess, is it's about the pig war of 1859.
It just sounded like you said pig war.
I did say the pig war.
Big war.
Of 1859.
Is that one of the Star Wars?
I
It's a
wish.
different Star Wars.
Yeah.
Less popular.
Less
Spin-off
popular.
of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know this pig war. I'm excited.
yeah.
The pig war is also known as the pig episode. The
Sure.
pig and
That's what we'll call this one.
Yeah.
perfect. The pig and potato war.
episode.
And then, rather boringly, the San Juan boundary dispute or the Northwestern boundary dispute. Both of those are a bit boring,
Yeah.
but
Not
pig
as
war.
hooky.
Yeah, boring B-O-R. Also, you've got Miss Piggy looking over you as you... We've got a beautiful
Inspiration.
portrait of Miss Piggy over there right now, looking over you as you tell this beautiful story today.
Right, so it's a confrontation between the US and the UK over the British-US border that was in the San Juan Islands. So our story begins with the Oregon Treaty on June 15, 1846. And it was a treaty that was aimed to put to rest any sort of border disputes between the US and the British North America, which is, to later be Canada. But this was, pre-Canada. And it was concerning the land that was between the Rocky Mountains and the Pacific coastline. And so the treaty divided the Oregon County / Columbia district between the US and Britain along the 49th parallel from the Rocky Mountains to the middle of the channel which separates the continent from offshore Vancouver Island and then southerly through the middle of the said channel and the Strait of Juan de Fuca to the Pacific Ocean. The problem was that the channel described was actually two channels. The Harrow Strait, which was nearest to Vancouver Island on the west side, and the Rosario Strait, which was along the east. And then the San Juan Islands lay between them, and both sides laid claim to this entire island group, with the largest island being, and the most important one, the San Juan Island.
Is this what Sans Pants is named after? Is it SAM?
Weirdly, so Sans Pants was named after a World of Warcraft character that
I was dead wrong, and I admit that now.
Back in the day. But then I found out, listening back to, because I used to listen to a lot of Martin Malloy back in the day.
Right, yeah.
Didn't we all?
And so listening to, I think it was the Martin Malloy Eat Your Peas album or the Brown album, one of the two. And listening back to that, and there was one moment where they're talking about someone that was like, tried to smuggle coins by shoving them up his ass.
Yep, thought that's where that was going.
Yep.
It was like, there wasn't pause there yet. No,
Familiar
went
story.
exactly where I thought it was
Yep.
going to.
And then I think Mick Malloy starts talking about them, like, why are you going to the pokies when you could play, the one-armed bandit here?
Yeah.
He just drops trouse, sans pants, and pulls the thing. And I'm like, is that where I got this from?
Sans Pants. That's
Holy
great.
shit. So yeah, I was able to find out many years later,
love that.
I guess, the etymology
Of your own.
Of your own
my
idea.
company.
Of your own company. So this is San. How do you spell this island?
San Juan. So
San Juan.
J-U-A-N.
J. Okay.
Yeah.
I was very wrong.
Yeah.
O-N-E. San
Like
Juan.
Star Wars 1,
Yes.
San Juan.
San Juan. Yeah.
Yes. So in 1856, so the US and Britain set up a boundary commission to resolve any issues about this. And this went through to December of 1857. So what you'll
wow.
find out of this whole story is so much it just takes so long for things to happen.
Yeah.
And so the final offer was the UK compromising, being like, hey, you can take everything of all the islands except if we can just take the one large main San Juan Island. Everything else in the island chain can be yours, and we'll just take this one thing. How's that for a compromise? And the US said, no, I would rather die in hell. I will, no thank you.
They're reasonable.
Yeah.
No thank you.
Who was the president at the time? Was that Jefferson?
Buchanan, who will make an appearance.
Now, why was it? Because it was the largest.
Yeah,
that
why
they,
San Juan? Why was that the one they wanted?
Why would you want this?
Why was that the one
Why
they
would you even
wanted?
want this? It wasn't anything
one.
particularly special about it. However, it was militarily strategic. So whoever held the island would be able to dominate all the straits connecting the strait of like the Juan de Fuca, I think that's how you pronounce it.
The gays as well, or only the straights?
Yeah.
Nice one.
Nice. And the Strait of Georgia. So these are the...
What?
Yeah.
Right here.
Oh my God.
So that was why people wanted this particular island.
Right.
So both claimed sovereignty, and nothing really happened for a while.
It's just like, it's mine. No, it's mine.
Yeah, and then
Okay. Like, how do we get over this?
Yeah.
and then like, well, we'll have this commission, and we'll keep going back and forth. I think it's this. Well, I think it's this.
Nothing is resolved
Do
once
we
again.
want to compromise? No.
That old test where they go,
Very American.
No, I don't.
we'll cut it in half. You know how they do that? We'll cut it in half. They go, the true owner will speak up.
It's like, we'll cut it in half. Yes.
They both say yes. Damn it. Try again.
So now we enter the Britain's Hudson Bay Company, which was like, hey, this island, we'll pay you a little bit of, like, I think it was like 7 shillings a year. If we can just use it for things.
Just rent it.
Just rent this whole island to
Seems
the
dodgy.
Brits. And they were like, yeah. Sure, go
Yep.
nuts. No one's doing anything with it, but we do want it. Like, we don't want the Americans to have it, but we
want it.
So, like, sweet. So they set up, like, I think it was a salmon curing station.
What was wrong with the salmon? Why did they need
So sick.
QR?
So sick.
So
salmon was so
sick.
sick.
My
Have you
head, yes,
seen-
I am sick in the head. I just think in puns all the time.
Have you seen like when the salmons, like they go back to their breeding, they swim up streams, up everything, and they go back to their breeding pool, and how much they change?
No.
It's insane. So they go like a bright red, and like an insanely bright like it looks fake. It looks
Yeah.
just fake. It's like if I hadn't have seen any of this prior to like the rise of AI, everything, I would be like, surely
You would
this
just
is
assume.
yeah.
But they go this bright red from their like almost their neck down.
Oh.
And the males, because they stop eating, and their males have this like they develop a beak, like
What?
a really
beak?
hard, sharp, I guess, beak to
What are you talking about?
fight off the other males.
Oh.
Because all they do, because they don't need anything else. Right now, they're just basically swimming to their spawning grounds to be like, we're fucking and we're dying, and that's it.
Fucking men, I swear to God.
And
They're
so
all
it's
the
like,
same.
well, alas, also the women do they fucking die as well? It's equal opportunity, Salmon. That's what I love about them. So they all go to this, like, they're back to their ancestral spawning point, and they
Wow.
change dramatically, and then they fight, and then they fuck, and then
They're
they die.
beasts.
All eaten
beautiful
by
story.
bears. Yeah, it's crazy. So maybe they're being cured of that because
Yeah.
it's wrong what happens.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong.
It's like, whoa, you see one, you're like, you're not a fish. What up?
That ain't right. That ain't right.
It ain't right. So they set up this salmon curing station, and then by 1853, Washington was like, no, we're claiming these islands. They're part of the U.S. And so then, in response, the Hudson Bay Company were like, okay, well, let's establish a sheep ranch, the Bellevue Sheep Farm, and it was a little out of politically motivated to be just like no, we own this.
Yeah.
But it was also very profitable as the flock went from 1,300 to more than 4,500 in about 6 years. So they were
Wow,
like,
okay.
even though we
They were
are doing
fucking
this,
and not dying.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
so like we're doing this despite the Americans, but we're making money on the side.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Isn't this wonderful? What a
win-win.
wonderful thing.
Wonderful
Everything for everyone involved. And then the Fraser River Gold Rush happened in around about 1858 in a sort of near that sort of area, which meant a lot of people flocked to that area. But then it wasn't really like a gold rush that lasted a while. It was one of those kind of like a flash of the pan. It wasn't like, I actually don't know much about gold rushes now that I think about it, but it just seemed to be, they just fizzled out.
Sure.
And so
Right,
rather than going back to, where they came from, a lot of the people that went there decided to settle there instead. And reports of good soil, bountiful resources on this San Juan Island was started to circulate among these American settlers. And so by spring of 1859, 18 Americans had settled on the land that was also prime sheep grazing land. And when I say settled, and when you're thinking like, oh, like, where did they stake this little claim over here? No. In the middle of like the sheep run.
Great.
Like
Great.
they were just like, oh yeah, here's good.
Yeah.
While like the Hudson Bay Company running this whole sheep thing was like, but that's in the middle of this. What are you doing?
Why? Yeah.
So the British considered these claims illegal,
Sure.
and these settlers little more than, I guess, squatters or trespassers. And the settlers expected the U.S. government to recognize the validity because, like, well, this is U.S. soil.
Yeah.
So this newly formed, like, the American, wait, this is ours.
Yep.
So this is our land.
Yeah.
So tempers grew. And then on the fateful day, June 15, 1859, a wonderful American farmer who had originated from Kentucky, Lyman Cutler,
What a
Great name.
found a pig rooting around his garden and eating his potatoes.
He won't stand for that if I know him. Oh.
This was not the first time that this had happened.
She could be Miss Piggy herself.
So Cutler really believed that the land was his by American right. So when he settled there, he didn't go like, right, I'm going to find a nice little plot that's like a bit secluded. No one else has made claim to this. I'm just going to settle here. No, he was both parts lazy and incompetent that I respect. So he dug up a third of an acre of one of the sheep runs that was like pre-existing there. And he was also very bad at building fences. So he built, like, rather than, enclosing his land, for lack of a better term, it was a three-sided fence.
Sure. A famous three-sided fence.
What?
I hope he didn't build his house.
For the purpose of.
So one of the pigs that Charles Griffin.
You can't blame the pig for that.
Wow.
But how did he get out? Well, just over there.
I mean, so the one of these pigs was like, "Oh, is that some delicious potatoes that you've planted for me to start eating on?" And so he did. And Cutler would later claim that the animal had, been at several times a great annoyance.
Sure.
Oh, what a beautiful sentence.
So finally getting like enough is enough, and really just like at the end of his tether, in a moment of, I guess, anger, which he regrets. I believe he does regret.
Okay.
For a moment, and then he turns face, like he about faces the whole thing. So he, in a moment of anger, he grabs his rifle and he shoots the pig.
Oh my God, you can't be doing that.
Not that
We
bad.
actually always say you can't be shooting pigs with
You
a
can't be
rifle.
shooting pigs.
You shouldn't be
Come
shooting
on,
a pig.
man.
It is a crime.
It is a crime.
Aha!
It is a crime.
Now, the pig was owned by Charles Griffin, and he was an Irishman who was employed by the Hudson Bay Company to run the sheep ranch, and he also had several pigs that he allowed to just roam freely. Hence why, if you see, I was going to say an enclosed, by by 3 fences.
So not enclosed.
Yeah, not enclosed at all.
Not at all an enclosed area with
Just
some,
kind of-
potatoes, these tubers that were growing there. And you're like, oh, I'm a pig. I love
potatoes.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Plus, he's he's a pig from an Irishman.
Yeah.
And there's one thing I know about the Irish.
They love their potatoes.
So this was Griffin's pig, and he was, of course, very, very miffed. So he was like, what the hey? Yeah. Actually, no, I think it was Cutler, in a moment of like, okay, I did bad. Goes there, and he's like, hey, your pig was eating my potatoes once again. I got a little bit mad. I shot your pig.
I may
but
have overreacted.
maybe
It is too late.
Loopsie daisies.
Yeah, it's too late for me to apologise.
so-
I'm still here.
Side note, we want to come around for a roast pork tonight.
Yeah, delicious. But I'm sorry. Hey,
Full of potato.
Yeah, it comes with its own size.
Roast
It's a
potatoes are
little-
inside.
when things are like, how we torture an animal for flavor.
Yes.
So like with pigs, I think it's like if we give them lots of acorn, they'll have a delicious like acorny flavor. And then like the things we do with a goose to be like, if we just like force feed for this delicious foie gras because
So delicious.
we're horrible people.
Feed a cow chocolate, you get chocolate milk.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That works. That's how it
Shake them
works.
up a bit.
Yeah,
Be frothy.
shake them up a
Yes.
bit.
Delicious.
That's right. Shake before drinking. Always.
So I wonder
goes
if like
everywhere.
The cow.
Cow. Shake the cow before drinking.
like a potato diet for pigs. Like, is that
Yeah.
a little starchy? I don't know. She was like, I'm very sorry as an apology. Hey, look, I'll give you $10, which is not nothing. Like $10 in today's term is around about, I think it's like 350.
Oh, right.
Like USD, I think as well. So it's like actually like 350 for a pig. I actually don't know the price of a pig currently, but I'm assuming like 350 sounds
pretty
It'll
good.
depend on the pig.
Yeah,
Miss Piggy, much more than that.
Oh, Miss Piggy. So,
Babe, worth quite a bit more.
I'd got $1,000, I reckon. For Babe.
Joel is looking at
Miss
So-
Piggy.
the picture of Miss Piggy
You're
while he's
assessing.
trying to work out how much she would be worth.
Yeah,
He has not taken his eyes
You're
off it.
So
assessing.
Griffin was like, no, $10 is not enough. I want $100, which is about 3,500 of today's money, because not only did I love that pig, that is a prize breeding boar that you have killed. So how dare you do this?
Was it actually, or was this his negotiating?
Who knows? Either way, he was incensed.
I like him.
And then
Businessman.
Yeah.
And then Cutler, in this moment of like remorse, where he felt guilty to the point where he went and was like, I did this thing and I'm sorry, I will give you some like compensation because I lost my temper, here it is. Went, you know what? No. I rescind my offer. In fact,
no.
I don't owe you shit. That pig was trespassing on my land, so you know what? I'm glad I shot it. And I'd do it again. In fact, if any pig comes around, I will shoot that pig and any sheep.
Oh no!
What
no!
does sheep have to do with this?
So on,
Sheep's in there going, leave me alone.
So on one account, Cutler was said to Griffith, it was eating my potatoes. And then Griffith replied with, rubbish. It's up to you to keep your potatoes out of my pig.
That is an amazing defense.
And the argument ended with Cutler saying that he'd just as soon shoot Griffin as he would a hog if Griffin trespassed on his land.
Oh my God. That's the good thing about that is that it's a normal reaction. There's nothing emotional or emotive about it.
Not at all.
Slept on it. I'm gonna shoot you too.
Everyone in this story, you must realize it's just very smart.
Sorry, Diggs is just moving around.
Very subtly getting up off the couch.
And he's such a small puppy.
Yeah,
He's
you
so
probably
small.
couldn't see, but he was actually there.
Yes. So later on, Cutler would tell others that the pig was worthless, and when confronted further, brandished his rifle and said, "This is American soil, not English."
Oh,
wow.
Jesus.
So I do love this going from, I messed up, here's $10, I apologize, like it's a lot of money for today. So look, hey, I'm so sorry too.
No.
Escalated so quickly, didn't it?
Actually,
How dare you?
my land is...
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm going to dig in. And so the British authorities threatened to arrest Cutler and then evict all Americans from the island as trespassers.
Oh, my God.
The American...
Men and their fragile little egos.
All over a pig eating some yummy
over a
potatoes.
pig. The American settlers called for military protection.
Holy
no.
Oh, my God. This is
got out
very
of
Trump.
hand.
This is very Trump-coded.
It is.
Sadly sounds reminiscent of something that could potentially happen this year.
Well, you're speaking of Trump, and now let's introduce the next player of this story, General William S. Harney. So, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you view this story, the pleas of the American settlers hit the ears of a very well-known British hater, General William S. Harney, and without so much of a second thought, sent Company D, the 9th U.S. Infantry under Captain George Pickett's to San Juan.
Oh, my God.
Now, Harney, he was a known individual at the time, mostly for being an idiot. He invaded Mexico without orders. He had one of his own men arrested for writing the wrong header on a report.
That's very me, though.
You would get someone arrested for less.
I would get for much
how
less than that.
dare you.
You mispronounced a word.
Yeah, you're out.
And then, he once found a dog digging on his lawn, and then he proceeded to chase it for 1.5 miles just to beat it.
Oh my God! Like
don't
beat
listen
it in
to
a
this.
race?
Let's say that.
Let's
Let's
not.
say that.
No,
Let's say that.
Learning a little bit more about this man, a bit of a monster.
Yeah,
He was acquitted, but he did do it. So hey, times were different. So he did beat one of his slaves to death with a what do you call it? Like it's just a strip of like animal hide.
Oh my God!
So she died because of her injuries, and when he was a younger man, he fled for a bit, and then when it finally went to trial, he was acquitted because times are different back then. This was again earlier in his career, let's say, and then eventually he was kept being promoted through the military.
Hang on, this man, he's now a general.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God!
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not great.
It's really not great. Yeah, it was in 1834. So many decades before this whole thing conspires was the murder of Hannah, where he was a major at the time.
Oh my God.
Major dickhead.
Major dickhead. So
It was good.
and it wasn't the only time that maybe he was known for brutalizing the slaves he owned. So again, not a great guy.
Not a great guy. Let's go back to the pig.
Yeah, so at this time, I think he'd been court-martialed 4 times for disobeying orders as well. Wow. His contemporaries at the time were to say about this man was that he was an imbecile, all matter and no mind, an arrogant humbug, and a laughing stock.
Arrogant humbug is great.
Nice.
So once again, this guy. Not many people liked him, and an idiot by
Us
most.
included, we don't like him.
We don't like him. I'd like to put that on the record.
There are rumors that then he started this war on purpose, because his whole idea was like, look, yes, an American did shoot a pig. That is, we can't dispute this.
Yeah.
This is what happened, but It was an American on American soil, and that was a British pig. And now the British wanting to arrest an American on American soil? How very dare they? So what we're going to do is we're going to send like troops over there, and then what's going to happen is well, the British, they're going to send their troops in there, and we're going to be like, hey, we're going to shake our sabers, but then they're going to attack us, which they're going to basically do an act of war, which means we can then retaliate, which means we can then take that island, because it's going to take 6 weeks for any correspondence from where we are back to like the capital for anyone to tell me, don't do this. Stop doing this.
Yes.
No. And that's 6 weeks there, 6 weeks back. We've got 12 weeks.
Just to do whatever the hell
we're not only, so we're going to do that, they're going to do that, and then we're going to conquer the land. We're going to then go over to Vancouver Island. We're going to fucking take that. And then maybe, what if we go north? What if we take all of North America?
Oh my God.
That's some of the theory there. And people were like,
one pig.
Why? Why was he doing this? And again, we don't really know. Some people were like, well, the whole thing about the expanding American territories, the whole thing about, well, it's the Americans, it's their divine right, it's manifest destiny, as it were, which is a thing that they genuinely believed back then, was that they, we have to do this because, we have spoken to God, and God is like, you need to keep expanding. Another one was that he wanted to play the hero, to come in there so that he would kind of lay the groundwork for him to be president one day.
God.
Another thing, because I think he was originally from Virginia, was that
would have been. He was a slaver.
This was just prior to the Civil War, and so another theory was that this was there to create a diversion to help the South, secede. The prevailing theory as well is that he was just a very stupid man. Let's not forget. He's an idiot. So 64 US soldiers arriving in the warship, the USS Massachusetts, touched down on San Juan on July 27 with orders to prevent the British from landing. He set his camp out in the open and put down a sign saying, only American laws apply to this island.
Clever. All you need is a sign back then, or a flag.
It's just so American. I hate this so much.
You're doing a great job.
Oh, yeah, no, that sounded so awful. I hate this.
No,
Why did we get this guest on today?
I understand, because I know where this ends, and I'm with you, it gets worse.
God.
So, hearing this, James Douglas, the governor of British Columbia, angered by the Pickett's Landing, and now concerned a squatter population of Americans would occupy San Juan Island if they weren't kept in check. It's kind of like you let one in, then they're going to keep breeding, and then they're going to, suddenly you're infested with Americans. So he sent 3 Royal Navy warships down there as a show of show of force. First, it was the HMS Tribune, then the HMS Satellite, and then the wonderfully named HMS Plumper. Plumper, the ship. Beautiful. Plumper, beautiful ship.
Plumping the Death Star.
Plumping the Death Star.
Very good.
And we get a real fat, real nice.
Real fat Death Star.
That's what I'm after. Juicy Death Star.
It's a juicy
That's
ship.
exactly what I'm after.
So Douglas, he was just kind of fed up with America's bullshit.
Yeah.
The Americans, they had forced him out of Oregon. They had really pissed him off during the gold rush. And now here they were on his island doing more bullshit of the same. And if you ever do any sort of research or find out like how America came to be, especially with like Mexico or what is now I think Texas, and then also Hawaii, and you realize just like,
yeah,
dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, they play that same card so often of just like, wow. Dogs. So yeah, he was really done with their bullshit. So things continued to escalate. So by July, and remember this started with a pig getting shot.
Yep.
So by July 31st,
it is giving John Wick a bit. You shot my
Yeah,
animal.
Yeah. And like,
Prepared
fair
to
enough.
die.
It's like, I love that pig, and then you need to like compensate
We
me.
need a war.
Yeah. We need a war. So by August 31st, now remember,
That's my birthday.
65 troops were sent first. So by August 31st, the Americans had 461 men with
my.
14 field cannons, and the British
Field cannons.
had a flotilla of 5 Royal Navy warships.
What is
which
happening?
Was, I think it was 70 guns, and the total was carrying 2,140 men.
Oh my God.
Over this.
Oh my God.
Could have paid that 3,500 and everything would have been
Should have
fine.
just paid it, man.
Should have just
Should
paid
have
it.
paid it.
Just chill. Now, here is, I guess, a cooler head comes in. Captain Geoffrey Hornby, and he was commanding the British fleet. He was ordered by James Douglas to dislodge the American troops, to stop any more Americans from landing on the island, and to go in there and arrest Captain Pickett and use force if necessary, but avoid armed conflict if possible. To my response is, what? How? How do you do that?
Yeah.
That make no sense.
That makes no sense.
But okay, but I get it. He was very, very irate and enraged with the audacity of the Americans here. But Captain Hornby felt that this was a pretty bad idea. There were a lot more American troops than they had originally thought when they went to do some recon. And, hey, marching in there and arresting an American captain probably wasn't the most well thought out plan. So things just kind of stayed at a bit of a stalemate for a while. So the Americans, they dug in, and the British continued with on their ships to conduct drills, which was often described as hurling solid shot into the bluffs and raised rocks along Griffin Bay. Now, all this was apparently really great fun for tourists.
What?
What are tourists doing there?
Great questions. Well, if there's a war about to break out and nothing else is really happening around the world,
Something
and
to do.
you're there, you're like, let's have a
P&O
look.
cruise ship come
Why
by.
not? Yeah.
I don't think TVs were around yet, so
Yeah, sure. Go on, what?
You got
Just quiet.
You got
I
hoop
don't
and
think-
stick, cup and ball.
Yeah.
War.
Yeah, that's
Poker?
true.
So
Yeah.
you're like,
Pig War.
Pig war.
war,
This
pig
would be
war.
fun to me.
Yeah.
And imagine that. You're like, I want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's, got a lot of tourists to come down and have a bit of a fun. Which
Story.
A gift shop?
which managed to piss off Charles Griffin further. Because firstly, these Americans, they come in. They set up on you in the middle of my sheep run. They don't even do a good job building a fence. They plant delicious potatoes and blame my pig for eating said potatoes. Then they shoot my pig. Don't give me my money for my prize boar. And, and now you've got these American troops and you're walking around this island. And now you've got these tourists walking around this island causing more of this disruption.
Things have
And then
escalated.
he's just getting frustrated. And so he goes to Douglas and he's like, do something.
Yeah.
So Douglas is like, you know what? You are so right. How very dare they? How dare they just take... This is a stab at the Union Jack itself. This is British pride on the line here. And so...
Our ancestors, ladies and gentlemen.
they're beautiful people. If American troops can be around and gallivanting around on that island and these tourists, well, why not the British? Why not the British troops? We should be able to do the same thing. If you're doing that, we want to be there. So it's our island by right, damn it. So Douglas ordered Hornby to put British boots on the ground to make it a joint military occupation. So Hornby hears this. He's like, okay. I'm going to go parley with Captain Pickett and just be like, hey, he's going to put British troops on the ground. We need to maybe just chill. We need to maybe calm this down. Sure. Everything is going to be
This has got out of hand.
it's got out of hand. We should do something. Now Pickett was he goes on after all of this to fight for the South. And again, I don't know much about the American Civil War, but one thing that was pointed out was this guy goes on and called Pickett's Charge or whatever, which is a very I think it's a seminal moment in the Civil War where he fucks up royally and a lot of people die under his command because
A bit like
his
Charles Lee.
maybe
The only historical references I have are from Hamilton the musical. And
So exactly like that then.
The pig war wasn't in that.
Nah.
As
Wasn't
far
in
as
that
I know,
bit.
not in any musical. So
Yeah,
it's all new to me.
Not yet.
My wife, when she was watching Hamilton during COVID for like the upteenth time, shall we say?
Yep. Your
And
wife's
then
one of mine. Yep.
And then eventually sitting there like, oh, we're watching all this. And then finding out that like, yeah, it was the once again, the whole thing to be like, hey, France, help us out now. And we promise, I owe you.
Lol, not.
Yeah, we'll help you when you're in trouble. Don't you worry.
No, we
Oh, you're in
won't.
trouble, are you?
Fascinating. The thing is, they signed a treaty with the king whose head is now in a basket. Would you like me to take it out and ask it? Hey, should we honor our
can do the
treaty
whole thing.
with his head? Do whatever you want. I'm super dead.
Yeah. So you're like,
You want me to do
wow.
the rest of the show? Or no, sorry, you
you
go.
can
You
if
go.
you
No,
want.
you go. You go.
go.
The virgin on the path. But yeah, so it's really like there really is like a through line here of like how America was formed, or the United States was formed. So he's like, hey, Prickett, they're going to do this. So we should probably like, before this escalates, maybe we should just figure this out, right?
Yeah, great call.
And then Captain Prickett said, if the British land 1 foot on this island, I will open fire.
Oh my god.
So the British were ordered to land. America were ordered to prevent that. And we are now at the precipice of war. A war over a shot pig. You might be thinking that this is very silly.
Not just a shot pig, but a
Prize winning.
prize winning and a missing potato.
And a missing
Don't
potato.
forget the
potato.
potato.
Well, it's more of it. Well, we know where it went. It's more of
Yeah,
a
not
eaten
missing.
potato.
Yeah,
Potato.
just no longer
Potato,
existing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it also dawned on Captain Hornbury that this may be, in fact, extremely stupid.
He's just thinking that now.
And he's like, we can't do this. I can't be the one to cause a war to break out over a pig.
Mm-hmm.
So he refused to take any action until the British Rear Admiral Lambert Baines arrived, who was like the
Lambert Bangs?
Lambert Baines. Baynes, Baines, who was the commander of all the British fleet in the Pacific area at the time. So it's like, I am not going to do anything until this guy gets here, because I think at the moment how it all works is that I think Douglas maybe outranks Hornby, but Baines will outrank everyone. So it's like, I'm not doing anything until he arrives, because I feel in my heart of hearts, this is stupid.
Yep.
And we shouldn't do this. So Baines arrived. He took stock of everything that was happening, was appalled at the situation, and told Douglas that he would not involve two great nations in a war over a squabble about a pig.
Great call. Yep.
Good.
Glad someone's finally said it.
So things calmed down a little bit. And maybe some insults were hurled by each other across the different
That's
kind of,
sledging.
things.
Kind
But
of a light sledging. It's fun.
by all reports, like, it was pretty chill. Like, everyone's like, yeah, having a good time.
Great.
To the point where officers from both sides attended like church services aboard the HMS Satellite, and they like shared whiskey and cigars. Like, everyone was just having a good time.
Yeah.
Right.
What we're doing now. Whiskey and cigars.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then
Having a great time.
And then, unfortunately, news hit the capitals, hit London and Washington, about how war
Oh, no.
was about to happen because of a pig.
Oh, no.
And everyone in charge went, what the fuck are you doing? This is insane. Why are we doing this? Oh, my God. This should not be a full-blown international incident.
Nope.
So in September, U.S. President James Buchanan
God.
sent the U.S. Army's General-in-Chief, General Winfred Scott, to go negotiate. Because at this time, the U.S. wanted this to just go away. Because tensions within the U.S. was rapidly rising. Buchanan was busy trying to prevent the outbreak of war between the northern and southern states.
Did that work out okay?
How did it go?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
spoilers, no spoilers.
yeah, pretty good. And so this was like, an unwanted distraction.
Yeah, sure.
So it's like, if our troops are over there, we're not doing this. And so it's like, we just
Yeah, just take them a think.
Sort it out. Just figure it out.
Yep.
So they send this guy. It took 6 weeks to get there. So both sides agreed to withdraw their reinforcements, but it is now, yes, a joint military occupation. So you've got the British camp on one side, you've got the American camp on the other, and we're just going to have that. You can have like 100 men apiece, and that's it. Don't escalate it. No more.
Don't promise me.
So it's like, cool, we're just going to do that. Everyone will leave, and then yes, a one British warship was anchored, and everything was a bit chill. The US had their military camp to the south, British to the north, and everyone was like, "We're going to figure this out like adults here." Mm-hmm. So over the next 12 years, the British and Americans kind of had a bit of a chill, mutual social life. They visited each other's camps. They celebrated their holidays. Like the British went over and celebrated the 4th of July with the Americans. The Americans went over and celebrated, I think it was Queen Victoria's birthday, and when they wanted to do that. And so everything was like pretty good. Like there was no real like bad things that were happening. There was athletic competitions between the two camps, and they really made a mockery of the concept of war, in my opinion. There were like some on again, off again negotiations, but again, all of this was held up by that pesky American Civil War that was happening.
Yeah.
And it was reported that the biggest threat to peace was the large amounts of alcohol available.
Sure.
So, in 1871, the colony of the West Coast joined the newly formed Canada, and the UK and US signed the Treaty of Washington of 1871 to deal with various minor differences between the two nations. One of them being this border issue with Canada. I didn't realize at the time, but at one point, Britain were almost kind of like, because of the cotton disruption during the Civil War, they were like, what if we side with the South? So the British actually like sent or sold like a warship to the South and helped them in other kind of ways. So when the South lost, the American were like, hey, we aren't 100% happy with what you did.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. Should we talk about that?
Let's talk about. You owe us some reparations, and so we have a list. And on this list, one of them being the San Juan border dispute. So they were like, okay, we need to finally solve this. It's like they figured like a bunch of other where the border was of Canada and US, except for this one tiny area is the last one they had to figure out. They're like, we need to figure this one out. And like, look, you have your side, we have our side. Mm-hmm. We are not budging. We do not compromise. So we need an impartial in international arbitration here. So we need to find somebody to rule over this impartially, to kind of be like, right, who gets what? Mm-hmm. And so they got an arbitrator, which was from the newly established nation of Germany. Mm-hmm. Kaiser Wilhelm I.
Right, yep, sure.
The Kaiser enters the story now.
Did they call him the first then?
I don't know.
Yeah, that is very.
I'm guessing.
It is very confident that you will have a child.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm guessing he must have had like. Surely you don't just preemptively do
just
one.
be the
I'm going to start calling myself Georgia and Ruth Love the First.
Yeah, I think you should.
Thank you.
Just like hey. Get ahead of the game. So the Kaiser referred to the issue to a 3-man arbitration commission who met in Geneva for nearly a year.
What?
Once again, everything in this whole time,
it's
so much time has passed for this whole thing that nothing happens quickly. And everything happens at this weird, slow pace, but also involving these giant, like, figures of history that you're like, what are you doing here?
Why this? Exactly. I think also the pig probably would have seen out the end of its natural life by now.
Yeah, the pig's gone.
Let's move on.
100%. And so the Kaiser was there to basically be like, let me hear both sides of this argument, and then we will then late
Court
judgment.
rational.
So to represent the country's case, the Americans sent a man named George Bancroft, and he was a man who had studied in Germany, and he had many powerful German connections. Ooh. The British sent Admiral James Prevost, who was, yes, he was very good at negotiating, but he was unknown in Germany. So on October 21st, 1872, the Commission ruled in favor of the US, establishing the boundary line through the Harrow Strait, leading to the San Juan Islands becoming Americans' possession, and the final boundary between Canada and US was set.
Please remind me of the year of the pig shooting incident.
The pig shooting of 1859.
So this is nearly 2 decades
Yes.
for them to just rule. Okay,
one
American.
island.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So then on November 25th, 1872, the British withdrew their Royal Marines from the British camp. And by July 1874, 2 years later, the last US troops
so goddamn long.
had left the American camp. And at long last, this horrible and devastating war had finally come to an end. Peace was returning to the 49th parallel, and the only casualty remains an unnamed
Pig! Oh my God.
And in a little bit of look, I actually don't know if this is still the case, because I'm due to the current state of things, it wouldn't shock me if this has changed.
No.
So this place, San Juan Island, is the only place in a U.S. national park where a foreign flag is regularly flown over U.S. soil. So both the flag and the flagpole were provided by the British government as a sign of sort of friendship. And so the American troops will flag a Union Jack. They will fly a Union Jack over the camp, which is kind of like the only place this happens.
Like a little tribute to the pig.
Yeah, like a little tribute to the pig, and they use this as a case of like, hey, sometimes wars don't necessarily need to end in conflict.
Sure.
Wow.
And that is a lesson you can take from this.
Yep.
If you want.
Doesn't mean
Yeah, if you want.
they will.
But yeah, and that is the story of the pig war of 1859, where a man got irate, shot a pig, and nearly started a world war.
Oh my God.
That was exhausting. That was so long.
Exhausting.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That
you, Joel
was incredible. I can feel through your storytelling.
Yeah.
You getting in the web of
Yeah.
researching this, because you started out by saying like, I heard this thing and I was like, I want to know more about that, and then you got lost in this rabbit hole. You have to. You can't just read a headline about that and move on.
No,
there's
never.
no way.
There is so much you realize how much we as a humanity are just holding out by a thread, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
It takes
yeah.
one little thing.
Wow.
Like you hear about conspiracy theories and all this kind of stuff. It's like, oh, this happened, this happening. When reality is far stupider than you'll ever
Exactly.
think.
Exactly.
Like, it's just one of those things where
And no one knows what they're doing. That's something that you learn
No,
over
oh,
time.
yeah.
No one knows what they're doing.
No.
They're just trying their best.
Yeah, and it's just fascinating to me where you got this one person had like a little bee in their bonnet about how much they hated the British.
Yep.
And was like, maybe seeing this in a dumb way to be like, oh yeah, if I do this, I'll look so good.
Yes.
And then that's going to be my path to presidency. Or like just, or if I do this, we can then take more land for America and I'll be hailed a hero. And just to kind of we just need any excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just there waiting for it.
Literally.
What's that? A
any
pig got
excuse.
shot.
It's
Hold
so
on.
embarrassing. It's
so
The
embarrassing.
story is really embarrassing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. We're all blushing right now.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
just
God.
very
With our
cool.
cigars, all blushing.
Yeah, I know, and it's like it's nice to know that we've learned so much from history that nothing like this could ever happen.
Ever.
Could happen
my
again.
God.
Like where one tiny thing, maybe not, is blown out of proportion, and
Talking
we use
about
that.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Joel. That is a piece of history
Yep.
that I wish I didn't. I wish it wasn't a part of history. But what an incredible story.
It is, when you learn about these tiny little, almost insignificant moments in history of how close we came to another international.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
And there's so many of them. Again, and I haven't even because you got to stop yourself at some point because you're like, if I keep going, I'm going to go down a rabbit hole that I can't get back. But there was a runaway dog almost caused another international incident on the border of it was Greece and I forget which other country it was, but a man was like, oh, my dog ran across this country line, I got to go and get it. They're like, act of war, he got shot, and then suddenly we're like, okay, now we're preparing for war. And then I think,
my God.
I think we've all learned we can't trust animals.
I think
That's
so.
what
We
we've
can't
learned.
trust them.
I think so. I mean, maybe the pig knew this. Maybe the pig was like, I'm going to do
All
this.
I need this patat. I'm going to have this patat.
How
I'm
dare
going to have this patat.
I'm going to have this patat.
I mean,
Stop saying
I'm
patat.
going to have this little patat.
to the pig credit, patats are delicious.
You say potato, I say
they
tomato.
are.
Yeah.
Potato.
You say potato, I say I'm going to kill you if you eat that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just little differences. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you,
today.
Joel.
That was amazing. Where can our listeners
yes.
find you and every wonderful thing that you do?
So you can find us if you go to sanspantsradio.com and all our podcasts are there. You could on your podcast app of choice if you want to search for Plumbing the Death Star, Baseless Speculation, D&D is for Nerds, all of those kind of things. You can find us there. We're on YouTube, I think at Plumbing Pod maybe. Not
Something
sure.
like that.
Maybe.
Something like that.
Something
Maybe
like
Instagram. I think I'm personally.
You want to find us, you'll find us.
Yeah.
I think I'm on Instagram. God damn it, Zammit. I
That's good.
maybe post occasionally. But
It's also very
honestly,
clear.
Can't
not
promise
really.
it. Can't promise it.
No, not at all.
Do people ever sing the song Damn It, Janet to you, but Damn It, Zammit?
Yeah.
I love that.
Every day.
Cool.
Every day of my life. Yeah. Joel, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
What a great response. Yes. Okay.